Hi, Bipolar RS. Just thought I'd come on and have a chat. I was thinking today I'd like to talk about something that I find not comical, but sort of something that interests me a bit, as in it's very unusual to think of a situation where you would need or require or want a holiday from yourself. Because I always find that quite comical, because wherever you go, you take yourself with you. So when people talk about, oh, I'm not going to go to therapy, I'm just going to go on holiday, actually, you'd be better off going to therapy. But that's what we do. We try to run away, try to escape. And there's only really one escape route that I know of, and that is to do the work basically on yourself and then have a holiday. Which to most people, they find that quite a long haul thing to do, and quite a difficult thing to do, as in getting to know yourself and working through your concerns and working through your with yourself, and others can help, of course. But I find it that people do tend to think that a holiday or away in the sun will solve your concerns, and unfortunately, when you come back from holiday, those concerns are still there. So I always found that interesting when people used to say to me, "I'm just going to go on holiday, and we'll have a break and things will pick up, and we'll sort of, everything will look better in the sun." Uh, it's a case of, in the long run, it's always worth going with your gut, and sort of not thinking of working on yourself as a waste of time. Working on your concerns, your fears, your trauma. It can be exhausting. It can be scary, and a lot of people can sort of think that it's not really worth their time. It's a waste of time. Well, it's never really a waste of time, is it? Because if you are improving yourself, you're improving your environment, and by improving your environment, you're improving your relationships with others. And at the end of the day, that can only be a good thing. I feel very strongly that going within, and whatever it takes, if it takes assistance from, maybe going to a hypnotist or working with crystals or going for faith healing, whatever it takes, all that will make a difference to your outlook. And it's very important that you improve your outlook and the way you see things and the way you react. And it can be, some people might say, well, I'd rather do this or I'd rather do that. Well, that's fine, but in my experience, it's always good to start with yourself. People tend to think that if they spend time doing what they enjoy, or spend time, exploring different ways of doing things, or if they spend time on their own, sort of development. They think that they're being selfish and they're taking themselves away from other areas where they should be putting the input in, which is a bit of a shame because, you know, it can only get better if you're making your life better. It can only improve those around you, and then everybody's, you know, if you're happy, if you've done something, if you've got to do a pastime or a hobby that's made you feel happy and lighter and more contented, then whoever you interact with after at that point after that is going to benefit from that. You know, they're going to benefit from you being happier, and they're going to be basically, you know, it's sort of a contagious. It's sort of pass it on. You pass on the good vibes. It's you know, and you know, you can sort of you can find a better destination, and you can learn to live on the planet in the habitat that is welcoming and in harmony with you, because you find, you know, you found that empathy and trust of yourself and others, and you know, you can have a belief that is peaceful and more, you know, your existence, your actual place in it all can sort of, you know, everything falls in. Once you start going down the right roads and making the right moves and make the right decisions, maybe they're not the right decisions at the time, you don't feel they are, but once you starting exploring those sort of that other sort of situation where, you know, you can improve your living environment, your habitat, and you can develop and grow and become, your life becomes infinitely more rewarding, I believe. So I've got some cards that I've picked for today, and we've got one, and it says, your struggles will end when you start trying to be happy instead of fright. It's quite a pretty one. And then I've got another one. Good things will happen when you give yourself some of the love you give to others. I've got one more. See your circumstances as blessings because they offer a chance to grow. Last one. The harder the climb, the better the view at the end. Your reward is coming. Aren't they gorgeous? I love them. So that's basically all I wanted to say, really. I mean, it is a long road, and it can be challenging, and people will get in the way, and people will have demands of your time, and, you know, expect you to go their way or do what they want to do. But at the end of the day, it's beneficial to everybody in your life, in your your world. And I find that it isn't easy. You know, some people are afraid of what they might find when they go down this road of self-discovery. They're afraid that you know, they'll see something they don't want to see. Well, it's very rare that you come across anything scary, but there will be blockages. There will be things you have to overcome. But we'll all get there in the end, and it's all very exciting. And I think that's one way of looking at it. So at the end of the day, you can't holiday from yourself. You've got to live with yourself, and that's fun. That's fun. Okay, I won't take any more of your time. I know you're all very busy, so I'll leave it at that for today. Thank you.